Hello, historically correct tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Destiny of an Emperor for the NES with a interesting Romhack with your ancient Chinese warlord BlueAnkylo-san, except that's totally not correct. But it's me, helping Liu Bei, Guan Yu, Jank, and others to historical accuracy and victory. So, between episodes, I definitely spent a little bit of time grinding, and I spent all of my money on food because I keep running out, and the early game is kind of brutal. So, running out of money, having to revive people, spending 200 gold to revive a person is rough. Now, I did spend enough time to basically get, although it's hard to see on Liu Bei, everyone of the top 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, now has the best purchasable gear. Leather armor and a copper sword. That's the best you can buy. And that means that in general, our attack and defense, or weapon and defense, are as good as we can get for the moment. Now that said, there were a couple interesting drops. I got a leather whip, I believe, from some bandits in the mountains, and in a leather helmet that's different than a bandana. So basically, our top slot character has slightly better armor and weapons. Not by very much, but by 5 points of weapon and, I don't know, 2 points of defense or something. It's a small upgrade. The other thing I did is I did accidentally recruit my first random enemy general from a random encounter. You basically have to finish beating them in scripted encounters, and then they show up, randomly in the wild. And if you beat them enough, you eventually have a chance to hire them. I'm sure we'll see it on camera eventually, but there we go, 30 XP to go. We're almost at a level up. And let's see if I can show you the guy that I don't even want. I was hoping to get someone better than the Song fella, but not yet. So you can check the stats of who's in the backup. So Song Ren, basically useless. He's gone immediately. And the other guy... So you can fire them from here, but basically by recruiting enemy generals and then leaving them in your in your ranks here at the base means you can't fight them again. So if you're tired of fighting them over and over again, just recruit them and forget about them. Although you do get XP and stuff for killing them, it's fine. But this is the guy we recruited, Sun Gon. He's better than Song Ren, I guess, in terms of intelligence. Although different people learn different tactics. That's one thing that I've now confirmed. Usually you had you defined one of your generals, usually your 6th or 7th general, as a tactician or strategist, and then the techniques that they learn are the ones your active characters, active generals can use. However, in the hack, that is no longer true. Now, every general has their own list of tactics that they learn as they level. They're not all the same, which is true for the original base game. However, you can have like different techniques or tactics on different people based on who learns what, rather than just the strategist defines everybody. So Chen Deng, the guy we got in the second castle, he seems pretty decent for the moment. And the one I mostly want to replace is this Song Yong guy. I was hoping to recruit someone from a random encounter, but we'll get to that eventually. For now, let's get out there. We're very nearly ready to level up, but I think we're strong enough to continue defeating Yellow Scarves. So I already defeated the northern castle and the western camp, and we found a free item in that one. The next one is south of our hub. And yeah, we're just gonna, basically all out most of these random encounters, because as you can see, random enemies, very easy. Also, if you noticed, the color of our soldier HP bar has changed. This is one of my favorite little neat picks from this game, is obviously the bars get longer as you get more soldiers, but the scaling works such that as you hit certain benchmarks, I think around 500 or something, it halves the length, like basically it divides the length of the bar by 2 or something, and increases the maximum length based on the number of soldiers, and it changed the color to identify that you're kind of in a new realm of power or something, however you want to think about it. It's a neat little feature. I'm a fan. I also turned the in-game audio down a little bit and expanded the screen size a little bit better for you guys. So I've done a little tweaking of some details that is for your benefit. Anyway, last time we came here, we kind of got smushed. I'm going to just save because I don't want to survive with one person and try to find enough gold to revive everyone. I either reset and lose progress, or it's a hassle to get enough money in the early game to revive people. Alright, last time we saw this guy, we weren't ready. This time, we got this. So, Jang Jiao, I think ZH is the J sound, Jang, something like that. And then JA was probably like Joe or something, I don't know. Anyway, this guy, pretty strong. We've got a lot of tactics that I haven't even tested that are new. That guy's pretty weak. And this guy's actually pretty strong. So you might want to focus him down, maybe, if you're worried. So, I've never used Heat Wave. We've tried Duel. Skirmish is like a AoE light damage. Rally is new. Herbalism is an AoE heal. Healing, I believe, is a single target heal. And then Protect, I think the enemy may have used. But let's find out if Skirmish, or Heat Wave is cool. It seems to be AoE. I'm a fan of that. Zhang Fei is generally pretty bad at skirmishes, so he uses attacks. This guy might be decent enough. Let's try Rally. It has a sword, so maybe that means, like, reduce their damage or something. I don't know. We'll find out. Or, we'll test it out a little bit. So, let's see, what do we get? Rally. They're Enfrenzied, and we get an extra attack. So it seems to give you, like, a double attack or something. Not great. Ooh, Heat Wave, though. Very strong. So this is, there was parts of the game I remember. The balancing is all different with the patch, but I know I got an AoE fire skill at some point in the vanilla game, and yeah, it was incredibly strong once you had access to it. There are breakpoints where you learn new tactics, depending on your strategist, usually. And sometimes you get a new one, it just insta-kills anything, or heals someone to full, or just does massive AoE damage. They tended to have very large, divergencies, like what was once impossible fight is now completely trivial based on new tactics. And from what I've read, the patch I'm using is supposedly encouraging that kind of behavior, so we've won. A couple fireballs, and we got this fight. Congratulations, Zhang Jiao is mine. I mean, we beat him. I mean, he's dead. I mean, whatever, we'll figure it out. Level up! More men. Yeah, Zhang Fei definitely getting the most men. That's okay. At least the secondary and tertiary units get some extras. Clearly, the weaker, like Mizu, the weaker generals don't scale very well, which is still better than Vanilla. In Vanilla, they didn't scale at all, but now we scale a little bit. All right, what do we learn in this place? As long as Zhang Jiao is free, we don't dare relax. Didn't I kill him? Should have taken his head. I think there might be another one in one of these rooms. I think there's another, usually an axe, I think, but I might be, I never remember. Mystery. If you attack Qing Jiao, it's better to do it from the back. Isn't that the castle we already took over? Oh, there's the chest. Just obvious treasure. Greedily taking a spear. I already kind of grinded enough to get something better than spears. It's fine. We can still sell it for some money. I think they may have also decreased the value of selling from like 50% value to 30% value or something like that. Everyone listen, the yellow scarves have returned! Oh. So this will happen, and I think it's very traditional to the story. You'll conquer a castle, and then someone else will retake it, and you have to reconquer it a second time. I tried to attack Qing Jiao from the back. The river made it too difficult. Think of some other way. I feel like one of these, maybe? I don't know. Hold on. I do have a list, but it's all based on like the names of the name of the castle or fort you're in. And unless you remember them all, it can still be fairly difficult to catch. It is usually like one of the unused tents has an item in it. Lao Hua, a general of the Yellow Scarf Rebels, knows the mountain pass. Maybe we can get him to join our side. Okay, there's your story. We're supposed to capture that guy and convert him. Until the scarves are completely destroyed, no one is truly safe. Alright. High time to eliminate the yellow scarves. Okay, I think that's everything for here. Let me just double check that this is not where, So the next normal search item is in Timan Dia. Again, I know pronunciation is hard. I guess that's not where we are. What is the name of this? Maybe this place doesn't even have a name, honestly. That's part of it. You can kind of sneak by them. Not that it does you any good. You just have to go through another loading screen to get out. But, yeah, fun. Good times. So we probably aren't supposed to go this way yet. I'm curious if this fight is even possible or even a fight. Dong Zhao has gone to defeat the Yellow Scarves. He's the big fat jerk. You know, we'll meet him eventually. He's always a baddie. This is not a Yellow Scarf base. Okay, so he is like acting, not Emperor exactly, but he's ruler acting instead of the Emperor, I believe, Dong Zhao at this timeline. So he's kind of in charge, but he's pretty bad, so. Anyway. We got a free bandana. Nice. Like I said, we get these items dropped. I don't remember them dropping at all in vanilla. I'm not sure this was a mechanic originally. Oh, that was just a regular bandana. Never mind. But you can get slightly better gear. I think the whips that I picked up on a random battle down here were actually an upgrade. But how often are we going to find one? Okay. We got another conversion. Let's see. I might be convinced to join your side for 150 bucks. So it's a bit expensive, and I think this guy sucks. But now, actually, you know what? He is better than the guy we are currently dragging around. So, unfortunately, this means I gotta do this. But I will get rid of Song Yang, because he's garbage. And I'm probably gonna ditch Mizu as well. Because he's a high intelligence character, and I don't know if I want one of those right now. Maybe. Well, let's look at his stats and skills and stuff, right? So this Mizu, I'm not even using him. I thought I was going to need a strategist, which is why I was holding on to him. His intelligence is good, which means he can use Heat Wave very effectively. Maybe not as good as Liu Bei, of course. Liu Bei is just too good. Guan Yu's also very good at that kind of stuff. But a 150 strength, I think, is a very obvious upgrade over this guy, 120, and it is technically better than this guy, but he's okay for now. Yeah, I mean, this is just kind of how the game goes. It is pretty fun. I do enjoy the fact that you kind of recruit. What was my order here that I wanted? I think it was Liao Hao and then probably this guy. Recruiting enemies and then picking and choosing ones that are kind of more effective at different points of the game is a pretty fun little mechanic. The downside is, realistically, the game is developed around you getting 5 unique generals that you always use once you get them, because they're just the best. It's your 5 tigers, I believe they're called. Although it will take a while before we actually get them all, but Guan Yu and Zhang Fei are very unlikely to ever be benched. And that's just... It's hard to experiment with a lot of other generals because there are some that are just designed to be forever characters, I guess. Anyway, let us put some people away. And I am still looking for potentially recruiting some more people, because there is a... well, there is a quest. We were told we need somebody to find a secret path. To finish our sort of introductory quests. Nope. I did it wrong, right? No. This is the guy I was trying to get. Dang it. Sorry, guys. I will get better with practice. This is just how it always goes early on for me. These old NES games are fiddly. And I don't remember the names, you know, easily. Wait, no, what? Where did his items go? What just happened? Do they get how could they get unequipped when they go into the... whatever this place is even called? Okay. It just got dumped onto someone else, the items. No, that's not true. Those are drops. That was a free... That's not right. Okay, hold on. Hold on, double time. Can we see... So that's... I don't want... Oh, man. I don't know what happened. We didn't want Mizu. I didn't want this Yang guy. But where did my spare set of equipment go? So I think it did some sort of auto swap. Dang it. So I'm gonna bring these two back that we just got rid of, and I'm gonna hope that one of them... Where could it have... This is... I hope it did just get deleted, basically, because that's gonna be really annoying. We used to have Song Young. Okay, there they are. I don't think he was the one that was equipped with them. I'm fairly confident I remember moving those over to this... Unless I messed up. It is possible I just messed up. Okay, okay, this is the new guy. We just recruited this guy, and I moved... Did I just move over the wrong guy's stuff? I kept the gear on the 120 guy instead of the 140 guy. Okay. If I just messed that up, that's my bad. If the game somehow did something weird after, then blame the game. We're almost there, I promise. So you can probably gather why I'm going to be doing a lot of this off camera for the sort of micromanagement of generals and gear, because this is a bit rough. It's a bit rough. Although I will say, given the mod, it's easier to control than it used to be. Although I have to get used to the differences, and not needing a dedicated strategist will definitely help as well. Okay, I want to sell... I might want to get rid of those herbal potions at some point, because inventory space is certainly a limitation. We have that extra spear that we picked up in a treasure chest. Sell that. And sell the extra bandana. And I think that's all we have to sell. I did not equip, because I got so caught up doing those things again. So this is why I'm always like, man, I'm... As much as it's easy to complain about, like, Final Fantasy 1's inventory and menu system being a little bit clunky, oh boy, was it easier to manage than all these other NES RPGs. Like, it's not perfect, and they certainly got better at it as time went on. But at the same time as FF1 was being designed and released and sold, there were these other games where it's actually way harder to do the same sort of thing. Anyway, let's go look at this castle, which we just took it over, but now there's this gate over there. So we're not really supposed to win this fight specifically. I didn't save. I don't even know the last time I saved. This is like before I started the episode. Okay, I saved here. Oh man, I need to do this way more often. That's the first time I've had the game crash. It's probably the patch. But that's the first one, so I wasn't expecting it. Okay. Do we try to get the recruit again? Do we get lucky? I mean, I would like... Okay, I think we got him again. Alright. Great. I want to get rid of Song Yong's junk. Yeah, Hua. Ooh, deep breath. I'm assuming I must have just input the buttons wrong or something when I was moving stuff around. Like moving the party. Okay. And then we formation. Same as before for now. Okay. And now, you still have your stuff. You still have your stuff. We get rid of Mitu because he's just magic. And we get rid of Song because he's just garbage. Okay. Try this again. It shouldn't be that complicated. It's just you know, getting the menuing down. Also it is very common to take one step and get another battle. One thing FF1 did better is there's a more of a minimum number of steps between battle system. This is the ridiculous degree of other NES random encounters. So you can certainly forgive me for the if you can the super speed stuff, because otherwise it's even worse. Okay. Before I save, which I will save, I'll make an in-game save. Let's see if I can clean up my inventory and stuff again. Delete. No mismenuing where they accidentally lose their inventory and give to somebody else. There is a system, I don't know how the game does it exactly, but there is a system designed so that if you put someone away and recruit a new general, the gear does transfer, but it clearly wasn't working in my favor that last time, if that's what triggered it at all. Alright, so now we go spear, and I didn't get the bandana drop. That's okay. Alright, inventory is as clean as it needs to be. We rest up. Speed through some of this. Then we save in-game. Long way to the next level, that's fine. Alright. So, what I'm going to do for science is find out if it's going to crash as soon as I try this fight. The good news is, I don't have to do this fight. This is not the intended route. If you're very strong, you can just fight your way through, but there is an alternative solution. It only crashed the once. So if you want to win this fight, you can certainly go for it. I don't know why it crashed. I don't know if we have a great odd of victory here. I think Heat Wave is probably the way to do it. I haven't tried Berserk out yet either, technically. What does that do? That's not good. Something about that fight. I mean, I'm using an emulator, FCEUX. I believe it's the recommended one for this. It's not a great sign that that's crashing. Anyway, there is a dungeon that's probably better to do anyway. Maybe it wasn't tested if you try to skip the dungeon. This is our first dungeon. Who are you? Leave at once or die. So we need someone who lets us cross the water, and that is the name that they gave us at the last stronghold, which unfortunately means we have to randomly encounter and recruit this guy. I believe his name starts with an H. So I think we fought him once or twice, but now we need to recruit him. And boy, am I glad to have speed up for this kind of stuff, because if I'm literally soft locked on the difficult battle just crashing, and I hope that doesn't happen more in the future, you know, I don't think there's any location to increase the odds of this encountering this mat. It's just a random. There's a pool of generals in every area. As you progress through the game, more get unlocked. There's quite a fairly complicated system for it, from what I understand. But as you can see, I'm not seeing any enemy generals here. I'm just getting random nothing, which honestly barely pays for the food we're eating. At least it's very quick. Imagine having to fight these all out at normal speed. It's a bit rough. Still got a decent amount of food. That's good. I should be looking to see if I get any cool drops, because you can get some interesting weapons and armor, and sometimes you just get extra food or money when you win, it seems, which I think might be all new spoil systems, like getting that robe there. I don't remember that being a part of the original game. I think if it's new in the patch, definitely a thumbs up for me. Another reason to make these grinds a little bit less obnoxious, because every time you get free money or free items that you can sell as money, kind of saves a bit of time in the grind, maybe a little bit. I haven't seen a single general since we started looking for one. I don't think it's the guy I just recruited. The, Liao Hua. I guess I said it started with an H. Maybe that is the guy. I'm surprised we haven't seen anybody, though. I'm sure there's still some generals out here to fight and recruit. Or at least, I'm pretty sure. Am I wrong? It's possible what I need to do is put him in the top slot to talk to the guy. It's not like Final Fantasy Renaissance where you can just you know, switch the lead character. You have to slow do it. Let's go talk to those guys again. Maybe I got the name wrong. I thought I was looking for somebody else, like a Huang or something, but yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, yellow scars are bad. Bad, bad, bad. Come on, villagers, help me out here. I think normally I fight through the front, honestly, if I'm in a rush, because it's not that hard. Oh, it is Lao Hua. Alright, so, fine. I already got the guy, I'm just being dense, you know, blind Ankylo. I think I'm just mostly... It's because I recruited him, and then the game, like, glitched out, and then I had to redo everything again. It's just... Alright, so he's not... Yeah. It's kind of weird you have to do it like this, I guess. Hey, I'm Lua Hua. Isn't that bridge finished yet? Working on it now, sir. Liu Bei's army is approaching. Come across the bridge and join us. Yeah, funny. Alright. Can't remember which one of these guys is stronger. It doesn't matter too much right now. The order is fine. Well, my bridge now. Alright, so our first dungeon. You definitely want to bring a lot of food to these. I may not have enough food. I have a lot of junk. I guess I'll just equip that. I actually think the leather hat is almost worthless. I didn't check ahead of time, but I think it really is like +2 or 3 defense. It's not much more than a bandana. Alright, let's just speed through the random encounters, because there's going to be a lot. And I think we're certainly strong enough for those. We'll do a back attack. If I get any new general fights, I'll do the fight like in normal speed, but at least for just random stuff, it doesn't really matter. And there's going to be one every 2 steps. Thanks, game. I think if I was making a ROM hack for this, maybe I would turn down the number of encounters. You can make them a little bit more difficult if you think you need to. You can equip that. I guess I've got better gear on Zhang Fei than Guan Yu for the short term, but he is a little stronger anyway. I usually give the best weapons to whoever's the strongest. Not like it really matters on these kinds of fights. I think if we played in slow motion, you'd probably see that we were doing, I don't know, over 100 damage per hit against these weaklings. Okay, that's the fight over there, bottom left. At least this dungeon's not very big, and it's just a bunch of dead ends. There you go. That's it. So what I'll do preemptively, let's do a healing fight. See how much damage we can deal and get Liu Bei a little bit of free heals for us. So 40 times 2, not bad. 47. At least 23. More likely 67 for Zhang Fei. Bunch of heals. We didn't take too much damage, but there we go. So, clearly random fights, nothing to worry about. And, hey, I didn't run out of food. It'll happen. Take a drink every time you run out of food. I think this is fine. Back attack should be easy mode. Well, it might crash. I should have put a save down again. I'll destroy you this time. It's not, like, way easier than the front door, but it's easier. So we've got Zhang Zhao with a bunch of stuff. Zhang Bao with a bunch of stuff. He's smart. Jank. So the 3 brothers, and the guy that we've already beaten once, but we didn't kill him, I guess, so we just fight him again. Alright, let's see if the heat wave strat is the right one. Hopefully we actually don't crash the game instantly. Maybe Berserk is the bad thing. So we take a crit. That's good. Attack failed. That sucks. We get crit for a lot. We fail the heat wave. But it depends on the enemy intelligence, I guess. Alright. So hey, it still worked pretty good. Fail, fail. Ow. Fail. Yeah. Oh, come on. Couldn't quite kill him. Good job, Guan Yu. Yeah, it's just whoever gets their heat wave off seems to win. Wow. And doesn't crash the game, of course. I think we do that again. Maybe we try to do a heal. I'm still just thinking about what would be better or not. Try a protect. I still don't really know what that does. Berserk seemed to be like a critical attack. Let's just do a little bit of extra healing, maybe. So we're protected from tactics. That's good. We get a bunch of healing. That's pretty solid heal. Big hit from Zhang Fei. We're not protected from physical attacks. Alright. Yeah, I mean, I do like this the tactic system. I think this is a nice upgrade on the vanilla version. Him. Yeah, so having high intelligence generals will certainly make those better. But I think that's it. We win, right? Like, there's nothing else to talk about. Let's just beat up the almost dead guy so he can't do any weird techniques. I think if we have a tactic that prevents enemy tactics, that's a vanilla, there was a vanilla one that was like that. And it was very important that you have it. I forget the name of it in Chinese translation. But, yeah, being able to stop enemies from burning you to death, pretty handy. Pretty good. Just gotta make sure I'm putting saves down for those weird game crashes. Alright, victory and some food. That's like almost 200 gold worth of food there. And, something metal. Don't know what those do yet. We just killed them. We didn't even, this time, we just killed them. We're tired of those jerks. Zhang Bao should be... Didn't we kill him? We just talked about this guy. I thought we killed that guy. According to the prophecy, Liu Bei must tame 5 tigers before he can conquer the dragon. Well, we might have 2. And, well, I haven't met the dragon yet, I don't think. But in true history, we'll get there. Has my son done well? Honestly, he's better than the non-tigers. We don't need to be afraid of the yellow scarves. Yeah, because I killed them twice. Messenger from Cao Cao. Return to Tao Qian. Or whatever it's called. The weather's good. Yeah, we've got some wheat. Wait, I thought you grew rice. Was there anything unique here? No. But what we can do, what I should do, is a little bit of inventory management, because I'm kind of running low on space. So hold on. I'll probably do this between episodes more, just before I start in the future, because, 3 gold, right? Yeah. I will hold on to the revives, though. Unless we get a spell for, or a tactic for revival, it's still very important. I'll definitely go to this robe. Yeah, Zhang Fei had the extra armor, so we get rid of the bandana. I mean, this stuff is so bad, you may as well just throw it out anyway, but... the whip is stronger than the sword, so we sell the swords. It's definitely worth holding on to some boots eventually for quick travel. For now, though, they're so valuable that we're going to need this for food and buying stuff in the next town. And honestly, like, you could just buy these. Maybe we sell them for now and test them out later because they're worth so much. But yeah, I promise to test out a bunch of stuff once, the economy's a little bit better. I think that's everybody in here. Yeah, let's go back to the main castle. Get a little update from the old dude that apparently he bequeathed his castle to us. Let's see what that does. Put a save down. Well, we destroyed the 3 strongholds, I think. Please tell him of your victory so he can stop worrying. Well, we're working on it. Why not report your victory? Talk to the important person. Liu Bei, Tal Quion's condition is deteriorated. He lacks the ability to stand. Oh man. The king is in the back room. Huh? Hey, old man, give me your castle. Liu Bei, my son. Not really. You did what I had long been too weak to do. I am tired of trying to rule. Please, take this burden. No, but thou must. No, but thou must. Right. My people will be pleased. I'm afraid my failing health has everyone worried. Finally, I can rest. Game over. And now Liu Bei is the king of a small land. Guan Yu Zhangfei, I now have a castle and a people to protect. With my responsibility to these people, I can't be constantly endangering my life in battle. From now on, please do your best on my behalf. We have lost one of our characters. However, I've come as a messenger of Telltale. You know what Dong Zhao is doing in Luoyang? I'm trying, guys. If it continues, your country will be ruined. We're determined to put together an army and stop Dong Zhao. Generals Guan Yu, Zhang Fei, please join us. What do you say, boss? Well, I'm glad to see you returned. After you rested, we need your help to defeat Zhang Zhuao. I'm Liu Feng. Another name. I want to fight on the rebels on behalf of my father. So this is, you know, if you're not familiar, the first, it's backwards. In the Western world, usually it's first name is your given name, second or last name is your family name. If I understand correctly, in Eastern culture, it's usually the other way around. So the Liu is like their family name, and that means this guy is clearly related to Liu Bei. He is his son, or I believe technically adopted son, which is pretty standard out here, I guess. We exist to serve the Han, my lord. My life is yours. So, we have replaced Liu Bei immediately with someone who is not quite as good, but he's still pretty decent. In the original game, he didn't gain army. Only Guan Yu and Zhang Fei got larger armies. They kind of start with lower numbers than these guys. Like, I believe normally when you get Liu Feng, he has a bigger army than anyone else immediately, but he stagnates. He doesn't get better over time. Also, he did inherit his dad's stuff, thankfully. If I had lost all my gear, I was going to be mad. But I don't think I've never really seen it just disappear. But sometimes it's a bit of a challenge to find out where it went. So 160 strength is pretty okay. His overall army size is good. I think we put him... Maybe we switch now to put Zhang Fei at top, because he's got the biggest army. I'm a little bit over-leveled, technically speaking. But he's also the strongest, so most defense at the top. Best weapon, best armor, good army size, best strength. And then Guan Yu is almost as good, just smarter and not quite as strong, with not quite as large army. And then Liu Feng's a bit weaker, but a large army. And then the other two are going to be... these are the two slots that are a little bit easier to replace, because they're not quite as plot-relevant characters, and we can probably find people that are a little better than them with a little work. Okay, so I don't think there's much else to do in town. Might as well rest up and maybe buy some food, but do that a little bit faster here. We can spend like $1,000 on food there. That should get us some distance. I was hoping to save my money for the next town, but no. Okay. Also, let's save. Let's make a hard save here. This is the wrong one. That's the Stora General. That's the computer from Pokemon. Gotta catch them all, guys. All right, 600 XP to go. Save it up. At least it doesn't have a, are you sure you want to continue after, where if you press the wrong button, then you go to the main menu. Boy, did I not enjoy it when games did that. I just turned the game off if I don't want to play anymore. Okay, there's nothing else to do unless you can recruit some of these dead generals, which I'm not 100% sure is something we can do. I'll take a couple random fights just to see if anyone spawns, just for science, I guess. There you go. Zhang Mao, I don't know how you say that one. Theoretically might be recruitable. Not good enough to matter, but we beat him up, capture him, and then you convert him. Well, sometimes you do. So if you want to do like a 100% run, maybe there's a way of capturing literally every general after they're done their plot relevancy. In theory, you could always gather them up and store them in your computer for later, even though their stats tend to be absolute trash. But there are definitely some where if you find the right general at the right time, they either learn really good tactics, or their stats, or their base army size is just really good. Like your army, your party army might be like 500 or 600 each, and you'll just find this random general that has like 10,000 or something, and they're really good for a while. They might not grow, but they start strong. Cheng Yuan Z, sure. Oh, he just joined. You didn't even have to bribe him. He's garbage. Jang Mao, do you want to join too? Oh, right. Okay, I don't remember if this was part of the first Destiny of Emperor. I think I remember this mechanic being in the second game. But if you have a special item, you can use that to recruit people. Ah, okay. You know what? I'm not against that. I wonder if it's randomized, like... Okay, this time it seems very randomized. So you could buy a medal if you want, or just keep fighting him until he joins for money, or just keep fighting him until he joins for nothing. Because I think eventually they randomize into fine, just I'll join or something, right? I don't have a list of all the generals or anything, and if I remember correctly, this place does actually fill up. There is a limit, although it's a very large limit. But if you gather up everybody, at some point you have to start firing them. But, you know, this is kind of fun, right? I just want to show it off. Okay, how are we doing for food? Still good. Alright. I'm gonna assume that that is most of the random generals. For now, let's just keep going, basically. Unless we find some, like, random weapons or armor in the random battles, which could be okay. But yeah, we have story to progress. Hey buddy, what's up? I am Sun Se. I attacked Fan Shui Guan to defeat Zhang Zhao, but Yuan Shu didn't send us food. We were defeated, betrayed by our own side. Yeah, Yuan Shao. I mentioned that guy might be a traitor. So Sun Si is the Sun family. There's eventually Wu, Wei, and Sun, right? We're the three kingdoms, right? Liu Bei running one of them, the Sun clan running another, and the Cell clan running the other. At the moment, they're split, and Dong Zhao has, I think it's like the Jade Tablet or something. I think he may have kidnapped the Emperor or something as well. I forget the exact definition. But, yeah, there's some story going on. You want to attack Dong Zhao? Ha! I, Hua Xiang, will dispatch you myself. How strong is this dude? Very strong. Not that strong. Also, very low intelligence. So I think, in my experience, generally what that means is if you have a good damage tactic, and the enemy has a lot of HP but very low intelligence, it's a pretty good chance to just use that. Now, if your soldier size is low enough, it might not work anyway, but, might as well. Yeah, Skirmish doesn't impress me too much. Like, it's a fine, like, super early game damage, but I think it's already kind of obsolete. Heatwave. Yeah, fire tactics. In the original game, there was also water tactics, but you could only use them when you're in a battle near water, which isn't super common, actually. Alright, yeah, Heatwave just crushing these guys. Not bad at all. Alright, I think we just rush them down. Maybe little herbalism in the back row. like I said, I may have overleveled a little bit between episodes just to make life a little bit easier for everybody. I generally, you know, if you've been a fan of the channel for a while, I don't like to overlevel too much. You know, I want to show the game sort of at a reasonable amount of combat and stuff, but this is definitely one of those games that expects you to do some grinding, I think, without a doubt. And I'm not going to try to low level it or anything. I don't know the game that well. Anyway, it looks like we're fine. Let's just finish this guy up. Victory! And then Liu Bei's army, led by his son and his sworn brothers, captured another stronghold, stole some food, and learned... This is the Fan Shui Guan! This is Fan Shui Guan. It used to be occupied by Donfa. Okay, yeah. It's not, though. Cao Cao is attacking another place. But Lu Bu is strong, yeah. Wow, we'll talk about him in a minute. I hear Hula Guan is protected by Lu Bu, yeah. Definitely don't pursue him at that gate. If you go west, you'll find that place we're talking about. I don't think this is the town that has another treasure in it. I found one random item already, but there's another one somewhere. 5 gold to rest. Sure. If I remember correctly, the inns never have, like, the shops never have searchable items that you can find. It's usually the empty or just plot relevant ones. We get a leather hat. Not great. Yuan, Xiao, and Shu never go to the front line. I wonder why. Because they're traitorous cowards. Cravens. If Yuan Shu is supposed to be an ally, why didn't he even send provisions? Because he... well... sorry. I'm Yang Jin. I am a pirate. But I've heard about Zhang Fei, so I've been waiting here. Please allow me to join you. Sure. We exist. Just take whoever, any pirates that join up. That's what happened in historically correct. At this point in time, Yang Jin, the pirate, decided he didn't want to be a pirate anymore. He wanted to join the army. I wonder if his agility is enough to make him good. Like 161 seems pretty high. I guess if I was comparing him to this Luau guy, 150, 125 versus one. He's got like a little bit less strength for a little bit more agility. I don't know if this really is much better, but I think basically Lao Hua, or however you say it, his time is already over because his job was just to help us retake that castle. So now I want a pirate. Yar. Do ancient Chinese pirates say yar? I think. And let me also, it will be easier if I remember, generally speaking, that the bottom of my first 5 slot, the 5th slot, should generally be the one that has intelligence. If I want to have someone is my mage, I want them to be at the back. That makes sense, right? Oh, I think I actually might have to specifically walk to the north to get out. Nope, doesn't matter. Never mind. Okay, through the mountains. Let's see. There is a cave. This might be another dungeon. Hold off on that for a second. This is a suspicious tile, but it's not the one. There is one item on the world map, kind of like Dragon Quest. I don't know if we can keep fighting through. This might be one of those go to the cave kind of areas. I am Lu Bu. I don't believe you'll find me as feeble as Hua Xiang. So, what do you think about Lu Bu? 130 damage? That's not too bad. Lu Bu is, I believe, statistically the strongest. Maximum strength. 50 weapon power, pretty strong, but very low intelligence. You know what we say about intelligence? Burn them. They don't really have a whole lot of tactics. We could try a protect from Li Ru might have some. I don't know if the pirate is worth doing much. Try another heat wave. Ooh, 260. There you go, Lu Bu. Yeah, he is very strong. That's why I put a save down, because realistically. So there is a side quest for Lu Bu. However, you don't want to do it just yet. We'll talk about it, I think, once we get to the next town. That was a nice heat wave. Just getting his numbers down, like, he's still going to do good damage. Oh, come on. But, okay, Chen Deng, you suck. By the way, that was a 3 out of 4 failure on your fire spell. That's not good enough, actually. Maybe big heal on Guan Yu. Maybe try a berserk or something. Okay, this is your redemption arc, Chen Deng. Well, I'm glad I used the healing spell, because it meant nothing. He just triple attacked. How does he get to triple attack? That's cheating. We don't get to triple attack. Is it? I wonder if that... There must be some formula for, like, agility or something that gives you extra attacks. I want it. Well, now I feel dumb for even trying to heal him. There we go. Got it. Okay, tough fight, but reasonable, I suppose. Guan Yu mostly just got really bad luck. He was at 400 health and went from 400 to 0, which... we're just gonna all out, it'll be fine. Enemies can still use tactics. When you're in auto battle, you only attack, but I believe enemies can still use tricks if they have them. So don't rely on it. I don't like using auto battle when there's generals alive, usually. Guan Yu, Zhang Fei, today you have defeated me, but soon I shall return the favor. I mean, technically took out Guan Yu. I might even have one revived bottle just sitting around here. Oh, I forgot to equip the extra leather hat. Oh no. Okay, funny thing, the dead person can't use anything. So if your dead person has the revive medicine, you have to pick it up from them to use it on them. Yeah, that's how it is. And then revive puts us at, I guess, full health. It might not be actually full health, it might just be 500 or 1,000. But, you know, if your max is low enough, then it is full for now. This is the fortress of Hulua Guan. There should be an item in here somewhere. There was one item somewhere that I missed, actually. Western tent inside chest. Oh, never mind, we did that. It's not secret. Hot chest. There should be in one of the tents in the corner. Okay. I'm Wang Yun. Everybody Wang Yun tonight. Look in my house, you'll find the gem sword. Ha! Yeah, okay. We can find his house somewhere, but it's not here. Funny how they don't tell you where he lives. Jerks. As long as Lu Bu supports Dong Zhao, you can't possibly win. I mean, we just beat him, technically. Lu Bu only serves Dong Zhao for money. If we give him the gem sword, he might switch sides. Oh, this is a new shop. I don't think this used to be here. So we got whips that are an upgrade, and then axes that are an upgrade. And then leather hats that are technically an upgrade, but... Yeah, this is definitely not a shop in the original game. I'm pretty confident. I'm just gonna sell it. It doesn't... It is technically an upgrade for somebody, but... Hold on. Do I have anything to sell? It is so hard to quickly check everyone's inventory. Okay, if I get to the end of the episode and I feel like I need to grind, I can definitely get better gear here if I need it. Slightly better weapons and armor. We'll keep that in mind. Young man, did you come here to learn about the magnificent warhorse? Yes. Warhorses are bred for war. They're fearless and increase their officers' army and stamina. Yeah, there's this secret... Used to be, I don't think this guy used to tell you that. It's like a secret effect, actually, of the one warhorse in the game. We go to Luoyang from here. I'm Wahoo. Hi, Wahoo. I'm good with powder. So does that mean you're like high intelligence? Oh, he is very intelligent. Okay. If you wanted a strategist, or if, in our sense, someone who's really good with Heat Wave, he's got over 200, which is definitely good. He beats Chen Dang. So that would suggest 140, 177 with a 300 army. He's slightly larger army, slightly weaker, but a lot more intelligence, or a fair bit more intelligence. Yeah, it could be worth it. Did I check all the tiles? It looks like they may have changed some of these in the patch ROM. I'm at Hulaguan, eastern tent, leftmost pot in northeast corner. Nope, I just didn't check the right one. There you go. It's a longbow. What? That's a very late game weapon normally. Okay, what are we looking at for stats? 30 weapon power. Okay, so it's 5 more power. Now, if this works like other bows did, it's in the base game. Bows were really fun because they give you double attacks, like always double attacks. None of this random chance business. I'm curious if this is gonna be really awesome. Okay, so that means I did miss an item back in wherever Timon Zia is. Timon Jia? There's some other item. It could be randomized at this point. Well, I say randomized, just different. At least we're getting, like, more than 10 gold per fight. The random encounters are a bit stronger out here. That's a new guy. I don't think we've ever fought him. I want to see if my bow is, like, crazy good. You know, we're doing probably around 40-50 damage by most people. 63, 94. I mean, that's 150 damage. I don't know if that was just good RNG or if we always get double attacks. We'll, you know, next time we have some boss fights, I'll test it out some more, but that seems pretty strong. 60 gold. Alright, I think next episode I will go into the cave with you guys. I'm just double checking if this is the one. If this is Timanja, western tent inside chest. Okay, no, we definitely found a chest. It's not western though. I'm worried that my list of searchable items is different now with the patch, because I don't think there's any like notes, like patch notes about where the gear has moved to, basically. And all these places don't really have names. Or, I mean, they might have names, but I don't know what they are. Okay, so this is the western... This must be technically Timanja. And there was an item in there that we already got. Okay. But yeah, it's all good. Okay, so is there anything else we need to talk about for today? I think I will switch Chen Dang, my spellcaster, so to speak, with the new guy, and I will bench Luo Hua. And don't think I need levels, but there is, like, obviously better weapons to buy. How are we doing for money? I have enough money to buy them, so I'll do that. I'll do a little bit of micro off camera, I think. So I'll get the generals moved around a little bit. I'll rest up, spend my money on whatever the best weapons I can afford, and maybe some... I don't think I'm going to worry about the leather hats, but that should be fine. And then next episode we can talk about gem swords, horses, and that dungeon that we skipped. I think that's fair. I think it is possible at some point you go back here and talk to Liu Bei's mom. I think there's some reason to come back here eventually. Also, this guy, Sui Xiaoping, we'll definitely be dealing with at some point. But not yet. Our hometown is special. We got the 200 gold from that guy. Just give it back now, honestly. This is grandma now. I mean, we're fighting rebels. We're good guys. Okay, I think that's a fair stopping point. We're at an hour in again. I don't think I need a lot of grinding just at this moment, but micro inventory time. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Let me know if the format's a little bit better. I think the audio and video looks a little nicer than episode 1. And yeah, Destiny of an Emperor. It's a fun game. I am enjoying it, and I'm, you know, the new stuff is fun. I mean, I think the tactics are a lot better in the Romhack. Much easier to figure out what they do and figure out some strategies around them. So yeah, we'll just keep chugging away through it. Should be fun. See you next time. Hope you enjoyed. Have a great day.